So in the second edition, we continue to explore how we can use visual learning methods to allow students to place concepts and facts in context. So in particular, in the second edition, we have created a new visual synthesis figure focused on the flow of matter and energy in ecosystems. This is located in the ecology unit, and it allows students to connect the cycle of nitrogen, the cycle of carbon, the flow of energy in the context of a particular location, in this case, Hispaniola. But of course, as you know, with biogeochemical cycles, there are multiple cycles. And one of the greatest challenges that students face is that they don't know how to put all of these cycles in context. So that's why we also created a matching visual synthesis map on Launchpad, where students will now be able to overlay the nitrogen cycle with the carbon cycle and also look at the phosphorus cycle, so that they can really see how these various cycles connect in the context of a single ecosystem. One thing we discovered from the first edition and how it was used in the classroom is that these visual synthesis maps on Launchpad actually allow students to explore concepts almost the way you would peel an onion, right? Various layers, if you will, of information and of understanding that they can then tie together. So for example, in the first edition, we had a visual synthesis figure that addressed viruses, that allowed students to really understand the various kinds of viruses that there are and to really put them in the context of both bacteria and also multicellular organisms like a human being. We have now created in the second edition a matching visual synthesis map on Launchpad that will allow them to dive even deeper into virus structure and to really get a much more intuitive sense of what is the difference between a virus that infects a bacterium and a virus, for example, like HIV, that infects a human cell. In the first edition, we had a visual synthesis figure that unpacked cellular communities, that allowed the student to really explore the connections between a process like cell division and a process like how cells come together and adhere to each other in the context of a tissue. For the second edition, we have created a cellular communities visual synthesis map that allows you to not only explore, sort of in a single context, all of these various cellular components that allow cells to knit together and coordinate in the context of a tissue, but now we're able to integrate that with two beautiful three-dimensional animations that allow students to understand, for example, a cellular process like cell division far more deeply.